Welcome back to the Morning Mindset edition of the Live Will Change podcast. My name is Kerry Green. I am a retired pastor who just loves the fact that God has given himself to us, and he wants to live through us to produce in us the kind of life that brings him great glory and us great good. That really is what the gospel is all about. We have the honor, we have the privilege of being involved in his plans for the world and for history. And it's an amazing privilege. We've been looking at the book of Proverbs with an aim toward understanding what is this thing we refer to as wisdom. What is it? How are we to understand it, and how does it apply to our lives? Well, in chapter number 8 of the book of Proverbs, the writer has been describing wisdom by likening it to a woman who's calling out with zeal and with compassion for others to listen to her and understand the counsel that she gives. And she says in verse 15, "By me kings reign and rulers decree what is just. By me princes rule and nobles, all who govern justly." Now, do you see there something that to me is very much an indictment of our current political climate? And I'm not getting political here in terms of being partisan. I'm just pointing out that wisdom is what's needed to rule. And justice is the outcome of wisdom being applied to rulership. And so kings, rulers, princes, nobles, all who govern are to govern justly, and they do that by wisdom. So the implication is that if a person who is in a position of rulership or leadership does not have wisdom, they're incapable of being just, truly just, in the way that they rule, the way that they lead. Man, our politics could sure use a shot of this, couldn't it? Our leaders, if they would humble themselves and seek after wisdom. But let's not get too busy pointing the finger. Let's let this apply to us as well. Verse 17 says, "I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me." You see, that's not only aimed at rulers, that's aimed at all of us. If we seek wisdom diligently, we will find it. That's God's promise. And there are great results that come from that. Verse 18 says, "Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold, and my yield than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the paths of justice, granting an inheritance to those who love me and filling their treasuries." Now, we could take all of that to be very literal and say that if you pursue wisdom and you gain wisdom, you will be able to become financially wealthy. That's a possible meaning, but it's not the only meaning, because right there in the middle of the statement, this voice of wisdom says, "My fruit is better than gold, fine gold, and my yield better than choice silver." You see, it's not about financial wealth. It's about the wealth of a life well lived. Wisdom is what enables that. Wisdom gives us a richness, a quality, a wealth, and an inheritance to our lives that is beyond calculation. It's beyond dollars and cents. It's what is able to produce good fruit in our overall life. And I want to encourage you today, as you think about your life and where you're at in life, you may be financially well off, you may not. But set that aside for a moment and ask yourself this question. Am I well off when it comes to wisdom? Have I diligently devoted myself to the pursuit of wisdom? And make a course correction if you need to. Receive God's encouragement about what you've done if you feel that's appropriate. But whatever you do today, remember, wisdom is of much greater value than all the financial, all the physical goods that you could have. Wisdom is what will build a life worth having and a life that blesses others. Join me again tomorrow as we continue in the book of Proverbs on the Morning Mindset.